Welcome back to Okaloosa Today on Cox. I'm Doug Rayner with the City of Destin. Today we're going to take a look at Mayor Sam Seevers' recent State of the City address, where she talks about things that happened in 2012 and gives an outlook for the city. So please take a look and enjoy.
Our community partners. We cannot do what we do in this city without our community partners. And I want to share, there is so much that our community partners do with us, but I can only share a few things because of time, so I'm going to start right here. Oops. First of all, I want to thank the Destin Chamber of Commerce. They are the driving force behind the 6 Pillars Communities, which is a strategic process for economic growth. They partner with us on so many other things, and they are great to bounce ideas off of. The Choctawhatchee Basin Alliance, they share resources with us. They assisted in the Norriego Point sea oat planting, and they help the city coordinate volunteers for different special projects throughout the city. Our Destin Fire Control District, they won the 2012 James McCarthy Memorial Southeast Regional Life Saving Championship. This was the 3rd year in the row that they did that. Also on their day-to-day job, not such a great thing, but in a way it is, they rescued 122 people last year off of our beaches. So we thank them for that. The Destin Charter Boat Association, they hosted a very successful 34th Annual Seafood Festival. Of course, our Sheriff's Department, we're back there. Our Sheriff's Department work with our city to reduce costs while maintaining a high level of protection for Destin. Captain Ted Paco attends Monday staff meetings, as I said before. Also, what could we do without our county and TDC? And as you well know, we're currently completing the Western Destin Beach Restoration Project. So we're very excited about that. City services. Our city services did not suffer one single bit. In fact, we increased some services this past year, despite that our budget constraints. And I have a list. I'm not going to share it with you because you can't read it. But we asked our city staff what it was. There are 28 items on this list of how they cut back, and we're real proud of that. Want to talk a little bit about the beautiful Morgan Sports Center. We thank Charles Morgan and his family for their enormous contribution to this part of our recreation program. This $3.7 million facility opened in October of 2000 with 4 regulation softball fields, 2 Little League baseball fields, 3 soccer fields, a volleyball court, and a children's park. The sports center is lighted for evening play. This year, we built a new pavilion, and before it was even complete, we started receiving reservations for that. We have a beautiful park system with 10 parks, 12 beach accesses. Our community center, they provide so many things for the children's programs and festivals. We hosted more than 12 large community events this past year, one of those being the Wounded Warriors softball team. And I can tell you the guy that's standing to the left of me, he's 22 years old. He lost both of his legs in Afghanistan. And that guy is a tenacious softball player. It was amazing. He was really good. Moving on to our beautiful library, more than 75,000 items were circulated in 2012 and more than 2,000 new items were added to the collection. We have an amazing children's reading program, adult learning classes such as photography and social media. We are using ebooks now more than ever. We hosted 2 large art exhibits this year by members of the Okaloosa Art Alliance, one called Photos Meet Fabric. And our wonderful volunteers of the Destin Garden Club enhanced our landscaping around the library, and it looks truly beautiful. This year, we enhanced information technology by working with Okaloosa County to leverage existing fiber infrastructure to improve efficiency by staff increasing bandwidth for computer operations between all facilities. They consolidated phone systems and other communication costs between all 6 major city facilities. This effort resulted in a reduction of several $1,000s in annual operating costs. Our community development department, we launched a new educational information program for property owners specifically addressing stormwater management, swale maintenance, and its importance to help reduce water quality and water quantity. The staff has led several neighborhood meetings on this subject. They developed a PowerPoint presentation and assisted the public information manager in providing swale information on the city's website. They developed a tracking system to more efficiently and accurately approve new business tax receipts application for those properties located along the harbor. And that is our community development director, who was going through a little bit of a midlife crisis, and through that, thank God it's gone. Last year, building permit was up by 20%, and the inspections were up by about 40%. Our next department, we could not do what we do without the city clerk department. Because of transparency, we've got to record all meetings. These guys, the city clerk and the deputy city clerk, attended and recorded 123 after-hour meetings in 2012. They logged in over 185 hours this past year and typed up 123 sets of minutes. Very incredible. And I'm going to discuss a little bit later some of the ways that we saved them a little time this year. Our finance department, all things considered, we are in good financial position. In 2012, we received a certificate of achievement for excellence in financial reporting for the comprehensive annual financial report for the 17th year in a row. We also received the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award from the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada for the 8th year in a row. We continue to have one of the lowest millage rates in Florida at 1.455 mils, and we reduced our city general fund debt by over $5 million since 2009. Managing to keep services high with a declining budget, Destin definitely knows how to stretch a dollar, and that's how far our budget dipped down. And here are a few things, again, our staff does for us. They gave us a list of 26 different items of how they reduce the cost for city government, and that's what we're supposed to do, and we really appreciate that. Moving on to public services. Last year, we installed new sidewalks along 4 roads, approximately 4,000 feet of sidewalk repairs. We restriped 5 roads, completed annual citywide tree trimming, and installed a new Welcome to Destin sign this year on the west side of Marler Bridge. And we saved a couple $1,000s because our staff did the work on that. And I can't imagine that was too easy. Next up, our quality staff. You know, city council members, we sit up here on the dais and we get all the credit and the cameras are always on us, but we stand on the shoulders of some phenomenal people. And they deserve all the credit for everything we do here at City Hall. I'm telling you that. We have a dedicated city staff that works to improve the quality of life for all residents by continually evaluating its processes. This includes customer service training, internal communication enhancement, technology advancements, and future workforce planning. The city employment has decreased by 26% from the peak of 2007. There have been no layoffs. This was all accomplished through attrition. City highlights. You know, everything I do with my time, and I don't know about yours, but everything I do with my time, I always ask myself, is what I'm doing or about to do, is it going to make a difference? And the same goes with the city of Destin. Are we making a difference? I'm going to share with you a few things, and at the end, I'm going to ask you if we do. Our dog park. On January 7th of this last year, we opened the dog park, which is a tremendous asset for our community. The city receives regular calls from other municipalities asking how we were able to build such a great park in tough budget times. The answer? Dedicated volunteers. And I'd like to shout out a very special thanks to Miss Nancy Weidenhammer. Interestingly enough, the city of Destin was recognized not only once but twice. We received the Florida City and County Management Association Award for Program Excellence, and our Mayor Pro Tem, Sandy Trammell, picked up the Northwest Florida League of Cities Community of Excellence Award for us. So we were recognized twice last year for that. 4 years, people have worked towards having a harbor boardwalk, a continuous festive marketplace that really highlights our wonderful harbor district. In 1995, a steering committee was formed by the Destin Chamber of Commerce, and the Vision 2000 plan was born. In 1999, the Destin City Council appointed members to the Destin Harbor Task Force to continue the vision. This group produced the Destin Harbor Area Master Plan. Though these plans did not make it through to completion, they form the foundation of what the boardwalk is today. In March of 2001, the City Council voted to create a private committee to continue to discussions of a harbor boardwalk. It was called the North Shore Landowners Committee, made up over 50-plus volunteers, which was tasked with presenting a draft proposal to the council. In February of 2002, the City Council voted to adopt the proposal. Elements from all plans were then implemented into the Comprehensive Plan and the Land Development Code. In 2003, the City Council was the catalyst to get this project kick-started by forming the Harbor CRA to provide the necessary funding. June 20th, the ribbon cutting and a most successful taste of the boardwalk with local restaurants. That was an amazing day for all of us. Today, we have more than 1,600 linear feet of new decking, lighting, landscaping, bringing more visitors to the harbor area, and it increases public access to the waterfront and preserves the harbor's unique characteristics. It also adds marketability to Destin's phenomenal charter fishing fleet. The reason we have this boardwalk is because of the perseverance and the determination from our citizenry, our property owners, our harbor business owners, our CRA advisory committees, and the CRA board members, and our city staff. This project was successful because of all those involved understood that this most certainly was going to have to be a give and take project. You see, folks, some people got some people didn't get any, but cumulatively together, we made this thing work. And in the spirit of cooperations, decisions were made to bring this project to fruition despite those individual needs. This project truly embraces the nature of a public-private partnership, and one we are so very proud of. Thank you. This year, in July, our city staff launched an incredible new website. This website allows for instant notification for things like emergency alert, news flashes, agendas, and calendar listings. And I don't know if you can see up here, but right here, we have the Notify Me button. If you go on our website, you click on that, put Notify Me, put your web address in there, and guess what? You're going to get, or your email address, and you're going to get notified just like we do. And that's what we need for transparency in our city. We use the new website to notify public and media of storm news and city-county updates. During Hurricane Isaac, our online hurricane information guide was viewed by more than 1,800 people during that time. The new site includes a city help desk that customers can submit questions, requests, or complaints if they want to, and increased accessibility to our bid process. This also provides an online database of public records, which has drastically reduced the amount of calls to the clerk's office. Remember when I talked earlier and told you that we helped those guys out a little bit? That's how we did it. And we decreased those requests by about 40% this year. Coleman Kelly Lake improvements. We had some issues with Coleman Kelly over the last probably 20-something years. Coleman Kelly Lake serves as an outfall for a significant watershed in the city. We had to perform an emergency project this year that replaced very old, rusted standpipes, which served as the outfall for Coleman's Lake. One of the standpipes was found to have rusted through, and 2 more were in nearly bad state. The repair was undertaken to perform long-term replacement of the outfall before a total failure of the outfall system at the lake occurred. Norriego Point, we actually did a lot of protective measures this past year after Tropical Storm Debbie, and we also dredged the mouth of the harbor this year. We put sheet pile in and a cap, and that actually held up all through Isaac pretty well. We were very pleased with that. We also embarked on a major sea oak planting and sand fences along the north shore of the point. It was a true community effort. We had 114 volunteers that helped us, and you can see our youthful looking Miss Marianne Eustick. She looks like a little girl out there planting those sea oats. And we could not have done this without all the financial and in-kind donations of 22 organizations and individuals that donated money and resources to make this happen. And we can't thank everyone enough. And this is another thing that the Choctawhatchee Basin Alliance helped us with. One of the things the City Council embarked upon this year was to appoint a group of volunteers made up of contractors, development consultants, economic development representatives, and they work with the city staff to help evaluate and provide specific recommendations focused on development review, permitting process improvements. Ladies and gentlemen, every now and then you probably are going to hear about the citizen survey and things like that. We listen. We heard that there were some issues in the permitting process and other things. And what a better way to get the great information we need than to go out into the community and ask those folks who work this day to day and provide the information back to us. Here's a list of some of the things that they recommended for improvements. It was presented to the City Council and adopted, and now staff is working to implement the recommendations. This is an example of a true bottom-up approach for our city, and one that we embrace truly. This past year, we had one of the most successful open houses ever. We recognized more than 40 volunteers in attendance who received a Team Destin lapel pin, although we have a total of 200 different volunteers in our community. Last year, we participated in the first ever Municipal Job Shadow Program that was hosted by the Okaloosa County League of Cities during City Government Week. We are the only county in Florida to ever implement this very successful program. There were 22 municipal participants from police chiefs, fire chiefs, mayors, council members, and staff. This was a tremendous learning experience for everyone involved. We provide, at our Public Services Department, recycling drop-off to benefit condos. We provided year-round bulk pickup, and code enforcement has seen less illegal dumping and cleaner neighborhoods. We provide solar trash compactors along the boardwalk with recycling, and we partnered with Waste Management to implement a green rewards program through Recycle Bank with a goal to encourage residential recycling. We will soon have statistics on recycling in Destin, and we'll set all of our future goals. Because of the work of our staff, over the past year, code enforcement has seen an 80% reduction in delinquent waste service accounts this past year. Folks, as we look back on all the accomplishments that I just told you about, I have to ask you the question again, did we make a difference? I would say we did.
We hope you enjoyed the annual State of the City address in Destin. You can check out more of this video on the city's YouTube channel and also visit the city's website for more information. Now stay tuned for Ted Corcoran with the City of Fort Walton Beach. See you next time.